Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be reacting to the second episode of Goblin Slayer, courtesy of Brandon Shumack in our Yandere tier for Patreon requests, so thank you for that. And yeah, the first episode was kind of a shock. I think that's an understatement, actually, now that I think about it, because it was just kind of, it's not a normal beginning of it reminded me of like the first episode of Attack on Titan, just the pure shock of it and like how dark it gets right in the very beginning. I just did not expect that. It was just a weird, yeah, it was like a wrap up between like the shock of like the beginning of Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan combined into a weird combined present. I think that's a good way to describe it. I don't know, but it was an interesting and very good first episode. I just was not expecting that type of like darkness right in the beginning, but this concept seems very interesting. I'm excited to see a second episode, so let's go ahead and start. All right. Yeah, you know it's dark when it says viewer discretion is advised. You're a kid, you probably shouldn't be going anywhere by yourself. What did? Yeah, why is he so mad? Her mood went down like immediately. That's probably why he was mad in the first place, most likely. Sometimes it's hard to, to say sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, she is just straight up naked. Okay. I guess if we're gonna get darkness and goblins fucking people, I guess we should get boobs as well. Bouncing boobs. So the Goblin Slayer ended up being some childhood friends. Okay. Yeah, he's so precise and so dedicated to slaying goblins. He's even eating dinner in his suit. What's the point of that? Working in a farm or working in an area like that will make you strong. He seemed a lot more emotional as a kid. Like his emotions are just kind of... He's very monotone. Yes, we learned that the first episode. It's better when there's no goblins. I agree. I see the copper and the bronze, and it just makes me think it's like you're paying in pennies. Like... Nini. I would say the girls seem pretty happy in this show, but we had episode 1. I think she has to act like that, so flirting might not, you might not be able to get a good tell on her. Guess he's pretty well known as a weirdo. I feel like everybody could hear you. They're not really whispering that loud. You need like different protections for what you fight, I'm guessing. That's what you would think. That's what you would think. Okay. Definitely some cute girls in this show, for sure. Oh, I was wondering where she was at. I thought she was the main character, but seeming like there's multiple ones. There's a bunch of other monsters, but he focuses on goblins. So there's even different times are better to fight different things. I guess it matters when each creature sleeps. Are they nocturnal? There's so much to think about. Only goblin quests. That's it. I'm a goddamn goblin slayer. Yeah, we already know it's bad for a group of rookies to go try killing goblins. I think they should just tell her, can you stop giving these quests to them, please? I think he's used to it. Quick conversation. But she's just worried about him. Like a good childhood friend. If this was a harem anime, they would be, you know, she'd be okay with you ending up with somebody else. I'll keep trying. I swear to God, these goblins have been like taking pills or something. Oh, that's what happened to her. That's probably part of why he does it, huh? Oh! The older sister showed him the flashback. That would make you fucking hate goblins. He just straight up said, he pretty much just told his origin story right there. I was wondering, I'm like, why is he so focused on these goblins? He just told it in 5 seconds. His his childhood friend and the people that he had grown up he's lived with for a long time, they got slayed by goblins, and the sister, like the older sister, got killed and probably dirty things done by goblins, and that's what drove him to hunt down goblins the whole time. That's a pretty much a basic backstory and premise in a matter of a couple seconds. I like it. Like, easy peasy. Tell us what's happening. I think that would make anyone have their primary goal to kill goblins. No, I don't think he gives two fucks at this point. And that's how you oh god! That's how you underestimate the goblins. And they're stronger than they actually seem. This is pretty good, actually. This is more than goblins doing strange things to strangers. Ooh. But she is the childhood friend that's hopelessly in love, so you can't break that. And you got a healer, so. But being around somebody OP like that should help her. It's a different way to use it, actually. Guys definitely had a hard childhood. I guess it's to slay goblins. Maybe you were meant to help him. He's definitely obsessed. He's definitely helping like the noobs, but it's more than that why he's doing it. This reminds me of like a temp agency, except 1,000 times less sad. Oh god, I hated those temp agencies. Is this a song about the Goblin Slayer? Oh. It's like a twisted, weird fairy tale. That's performance art. So his exploits have been heard around everywhere. Oh, shit. And Elf? Oh, wow. Okay, so interesting kind of second episode. You never know what you're gonna get when you have a crazy, like ridiculous first episode of a show like we had here, but this episode was a bit more normal. I loved, with a bunch of dark things kind of thrown in. I think the darkest thing we got in this episode was the backstory, which seems like the Goblin Slayer seems more like the main character than the first episode kind of. But I thought it was the blonde girl that was going to be the main character in this, but maybe each episode is different because we got kind of a narrative from the childhood friend girl in the very beginning through like half the episode. So maybe it's not going to always focus on the Goblin Slayer, on them, maybe on other characters as well, which I like, and it makes the narrative kind of flow better sometimes when you can kind of switch off from different story arcs. You're not focused on one center, meaning one character and what's around them. If you can kind of dive off and go to different sections, you can get kind of a whole picture on a story, and I like that. But yeah, the biggest thing I saw was the backstory. His sister, everything being around goblins. And when you think of why this guy would be doing this, his backstory makes sense. Dark like that, people around him dying, him having to see it happen would drive him to the point where all his main goal in life is to slay these goblins, even though technically they're low level, even technically like they're to everybody else that are higher level, they're like, oh, why are you still killing goblins? And that's what I thought in the very beginning, like these goblins are probably like level 1 or something, but now we see the bigger picture. And also goblins that go and attack things, they can level up. So technically they could become stronger later, and then when you run into them, you're not expecting them to be stronger, and then you get overpowered. And he's kind of doing a service by trying to, help these adventurers or whatever when they, they take on these quests and then they end up taking over them. But it seems like bad things happen to a lot of them anyway. And that doesn't seem to be his focus. His focus is more of an obsession, I think, at this point. It seems like he's just obsessed. Which usually with any obsession, it could go into, you would think it could go bad. And the way his mind is, it just seems, I don't know, like, it just definitely seems like probably not the best obsession in the world, even though you are killing goblins and all that. But I like the character so far. I like the, some definite, like, good women in this show. I'm not gonna lie, some good looking girls in this show. Thick, but I'm just saying, like, I'm liking the characters. I'm liking the designs in general, and I think the thing that's the most underrated, I think, is that I'm seeing so far is the background, the OST, the nice music in the background, but also the OST. The background animation and the drops, the way everything kind of looks, and it's just, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this show. But anyway, thank you again for the Patreon, the Patreon request. If you guys want to request anything and want to check out Patreon in general or the Yandere tier to request a show like this, an episode of a show, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/ajrich123 and check the Yandere tier. You can also go follow me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/ajrich for streams. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.